Most people believe that the only way to get rid of a toxic person is through a grand confrontation. They think they need to have that final, explosive argument where they finally win or prove their point. But psychology suggests a much darker, more effective truth. If you engage in a fight, you are still playing their game. If you want a toxic person to leave your life for good, without the drama, without the stalking, and without the endless cycle of guilt, you have to do one specific thing. You have to make yourself psychologically useless to them. When you follow these 3 psychological principles, you don't have to kick them out. They will remove themselves. Here is how to use the mechanics of the human mind to reclaim your peace. 1. Stop feeding the narcissistic supply toxic individuals, especially those with narcissistic traits. Do not view relationships the same way you do. They don't look for connection. They look for narcissistic supply. This is a psychological term for the emotional energy, attention, and reaction they receive from others to keep their fragile ego inflated. The most important thing to understand is that negative attention is still supply. If you are crying, they feel powerful. If you are screaming in defense, they feel relevant. If you spend 3 hours explaining why they hurt your feelings, they feel important enough to be the center of your world. Even your anger fuels them. When you stop explaining, stop defending, and stop trying to be understood, their brain loses its fix. Psychologically, you have become a dry well. When they poke you and get nothing but a blank stare or a short, polite, okay, they don't get the hit of power they crave. They will initially escalate, but eventually, they will look for their next emotional fix elsewhere. You didn't lose them. You starved them. 2. Mirror their calm, not their chaos. Toxic people operate on a principle called emotional contagion. This is the phenomenon where one person's emotions and related behaviors directly trigger similar emotions and behaviors in others. A toxic person's primary weapon is their ability to pull you down into their emotional basement. If they are chaotic, they need you to be chaotic so they can point at you and say, "See? You're the crazy one." Research from the University of Michigan suggests that emotional regulation, maintaining a steady, calm state, can disarm aggressive behavior much faster than confrontation. When you stay calm, their manipulation loop breaks. It's like trying to play tennis against someone who refuses to hit the ball back. Eventually, the game becomes boring. Control your tone, slow down your breathing, and embrace the power of silence. By refusing to mirror their chaos, you are essentially rewiring the dynamic. You are showing them that their emotional virus has no host in you. When their power fades, their interest in you fades with it. 3. Withdraw access, not kindness. There is a common misconception that to remove a toxic person, you have to become mean. But being mean is just another form of emotional engagement. Instead, psychology suggests a strategy of low access. You don't necessarily have to block them or cause a scene. You simply stop giving them emotional priority. You stop being the first person to answer their calls. You stop sharing your personal wins or vulnerabilities. You become gray rock, uninteresting, stable, and as unresponsive as a pebble on the ground. Low access equals low control. Once a manipulator realizes they can no longer pull a predictable reaction from you, they disappear quietly. Why? Because you are no longer fun. You have become a bad investment of their time. They are looking for a high-intensity emotional theater, and you have just closed the curtains and turned off the lights. The final mindset shift: toxic people don't leave when you fight them. They leave when they can no longer use you. A fight is a sign that you still care, and as long as you care, they have a hook in you. Stop feeding their drama. Stop trying to prove your worth to someone who is committed to misunderstanding you. Start valuing your peace as your highest currency. Silence isn't a sign of weakness. It is the ultimate expression of emotional power. It is the sound of a door locking from the inside.